What is going on, everybody? So I don't have breaking news, but this is fairly recent news that the current writer of Batman, Tom King, is going to be taken off the book at issue 85. Now, this is huge freaking news. One, I will tell you right off the bat that this news pisses me off. I will definitely be talking about my feelings on this as the video goes on, but the reason why this is big news is because it's been widely known that Tom King's run was supposed to span 100 issues, and he's had to allow other writers to write an issue here or there, but he himself was going to write 100 issues of Batman, and it was going to stop at 106. He had recently in a podcast just announced that he was actually given an extra issue. DC was like, hey, can you write to 106? And he took on an extra issue. So he was going to write 106 issues of Batman, and now for whatever reason he is going to be pulled from the comic book at number 85. So there could be many reasons why this is happening, but for me none of them make any sense because this guy is still in the top 5 books of all comic books according to last month in April. Some people are saying sales aren't as good as they used to be, and Immortal Hulk was apparently a big surprise to beat Tom King's Batman, so they're saying that DC might be panicking about this. Although I did read an article on that Immortal Hulk issue, and apparently it had a nice variant cover that a lot of people were requesting, so that it could have easily boosted sales to surpass that current issue of Tom King's run in Batman. So that is one of the reasons why Tom King could be getting pulled from this comic book, although I just don't really see that happening because at the moment he is still selling a lot of comic books. He's also winning awards for his writing, and he's one of the more popular and better writers in all of comic books right now, and he's very well respected. So it kind of blows my mind that that would be the reason for them to just pull him off of this story when, again, it has been very public that he is writing 100 issues and his story is supposed to span 100 issues, and they're going to take him off 15 issues before it's supposed to end. As of right now, Batman is heading into issue 72, and we're going to get closer to this big issue that's supposed to happen on 75, and that is going to take us into the City of Bane arc, which is going to span 8 issues. That is going to be supposed to be the climax of this 100-issue story that has been happening between Bane and Batman. And then after City of Bane, there's going to be a little bit of the aftermath, which will be like 2 or 3 issues, and then they're going to go into what Tom King was calling the Coda, and that is going to be the final 15 issues that are going to tell the conclusion of this whole story. And this is what is really interesting, but also might be the reason why this man is being pulled off the comic, which just blows my mind. But this is from a Hollywood Reporter interview that he just had 10 days ago. Less than 2 weeks this interview happened, and this is what he said when he was asked about the City of Bane and what's going to happen at the end of his arc, at the end of his run, I should say. City of Bane is 8 issues, and then it extends another 5 after that in a kind of aftermath story, and then we start the Coda, which will be the last, say, 15 issues or so. City of Bane is Batman getting off the ground saying, I'm still here, and it's the turning point. We reached a low point, now it's time for Batman to come back and show you why he's Batman. Maybe it won't be in the traditional way, but it'll show you why Batman matters. Beyond that, and this is recent, I've been talking to not just DC, but Warner Brothers and AT&T. What we're going to do in the last 15 issues is something no one has ever seen for the character. I never thought we'd get this kind of stuff approved. When you're working with a corporate character, you think you're going to have to reset. But this is a change that's going to shake the world of Batman, and it's going to leave my mark on the character. So there you have it. 10 days ago, less than 2 weeks, Tom King was talking about how he pretty much had all of this stuff planned out, and he's been talking to DC, not only DC, Warner Brothers and AT&T about where they were planning on going with the last 15 issues of this run, and it was going to change the character for a generation. It was going to leave Tom King's mark on the character. And now that he's being taken off at 85, whatever this change must have been should be something, or is something that is not cool with AT&T or Warner Brothers, but he said that they approved it, so somebody there must have got some cold feet and they're like, no, let's not do this after all. Which really gets me annoyed, but I'm gonna hold all that off for a little bit because I want to continue talking about how in-depth Tom King has already thought about this. Guys, we were at issue 72 in his 100-issue run. Like, we're about to be 3/4 of the way done with this, and they're going to take him off at 85. But the one thing I want to show you is he did a podcast recently on Bat Force Radio talking about everything he's planned and how he's envisioned these 100 issues going. And I'm going to go ahead and play that for you. Again, this is from the Bat Force podcast. I'll have a link to that actual podcast in the description below. It was really awesome. It was a fun podcast they were on, but he had a lot of great information about his upcoming run and what he expects and what he wants to do in these last few issues.
I mean, when I was setting up this whole 100-issue arc, I thought of it in 25-issue segments, sort of each like 4 25-issues chapters. Wow. At the end of 25, Batman sort of resolved his initial conflicts and he's found sort of a neutral place. And 25 to 50 was his rise. It was his rise to a place of happiness.
Right.
And then, I mean, I literally drew this on a board, and I was like, and then 50 through 75, that's the fall. That's Batman crashing. And I remember people in the room when I proposed this at a DC Summit are like, "You're going to do 25 issues of suffering?" And I was like, "I think I can pull it off. But man,
why not? He's done 80 years. Shit.
I am now looking forward to 75 when finally sort of we can turn and we get to that point where he's in the basement of the Hellfire Club and he's like, now it's my turn. Like, I'm just so looking forward to it. I'm about to do issue 80 and we're pretty tightly plotted through 86. Like, every issue is pretty much determined, and then 86 through 100 we have sort of a general plot of what that will be, and then 100 106 are pretty tight. And then, of course, there's, we're building to sort of a huge thing, so we have to get that done right.
Right there, you hear it on the Bat Force Radio podcast, that Tom King has this all planned out. He's talked to everybody at DC about this. He talks about how they have pretty much up until 86 solidified, done. He's getting taken off at 85, but they have 86 done already. Like, obviously, if you don't know how comics work, these are still being drawn, but it's pretty much planned out up until that point. So if they're going to continue this story, that means somebody else is going to write 86 when Tom King's already saying that it's pretty solidified there. Then he talks about how from 86 to 100 is pretty much the general idea is already there. 100 to 106 is pretty solid. So they've already planned out everything that's going on in his run, but now they're going to take him off the book and he's going to be 85. 85 is going to be done. So basically, after the City of Bane, they're going to have those couple aftermath issues, and then he's done, and somebody else is going to take over Batman. So now, let me just tell you why this pisses me off so much, because one, I think Tom King is one of the best Batman writers that there has been in really recent years. And I'm talking about, just name whoever you think there is, I think Tom King is up there with one of the best, because he has brought something to the character that has never been done before, in my opinion. If you read a lot of Batman, that's pretty much all Batman back there. If you read a lot of Batman, after a while, a lot of people keep doing the same things. They keep, all right, we're going to have Batman be in a bad situation, he's going to come out, he's going to kick everybody's ass. And it's just there's a lot of just stereotypical stuff that people will use to make their Batman stories. And I love reading it. I think they're awesome, but Tom King decided to kind of get away from that and do something very different with the character, and he made him more human than you could ever think about with this character, because everybody's just like, I just need a brooding Batman and punching people. That's all I need. But Tom King went somewhere different, and he had to, because he was following Scott Snyder, who a lot of people would arguably say is one of the best Batman writers in like the last 10 years. Hell, probably 20 years. But yeah, you know what I mean? Everybody raves about Scott Snyder's run because they thought it was just like the perfect Batman run, and Tom King having to follow that, he's like, I gotta do something different, and he's done something that is so refreshing. And I swear, like, every time I picked up an issue from a comic shop, which that's another reason that pisses me off, is this is the first comic book run that I bought every single issue. I bought a bunch of different variants for this. Like, I've been invested in this, and I'm not going to get the complete story now because DC wants to take him off at 85. So I'm not going to get this 100-issue collection that I was hoping I was going to have. No, they're just going to pull him off at 85, and we're not going to get the conclusion to this story. So trying to get back on track, every issue that I've picked up, that I've read, I've enjoyed. Yes, not every issue is like, oh my god, it's super spectacular, but it's always been a solid Batman story, and I've been intrigued. He's done something different. Like I said, Batman's been around for 80 years, so it's so hard to find something to do differently with this character, and Tom King's done it. And even though I was really scared with what he was saying with like, oh yeah, at the last 15 issues, we're going to do something that's never been done with Batman before. It'll change him for a generation. That has me like, whoa, what are you going to do? But I was so intrigued by it. I was like, what could Tom King be doing that could change something that's been around for 80 years and make it different for the next generation or whatever? If that doesn't even spark your curiosity, I don't know what to tell you. That makes me hella interested that he thinks he could change a character that's been around for 80 years and just put his own mark on it. Unfortunately, now we're never going to get that because they're going to pull him off of this at 85. Now, of course, I know some of you are watching this video and you probably hate Tom King's run and you're like, screw this, I'm so glad he's getting off of it. You don't even know who's coming on after him. You don't know if it's going to be better than Tom King or going to be worse. But I will say, even if you don't like Tom King's run, you got to admit that it sucks for somebody to have a vision for something and they're not going to be able to complete it. I mean, imagine you writing your own story and you're freaking 3/4 of it done and somebody else is going to come in and totally change it or have to finish it for you. Like, that totally blows. I think anybody in their right mind would be like, yeah, that really sucks that the creator's not going to be able to finish their vision. I mean, if you guys, especially I know some of you out there, whether you're Gotham fans or whether you're Zack Snyder fans, you know exactly how this is going because your favorite creator didn't get to finish their stuff. Now, granted, I hope you're not the kind of people that are out there saying everybody else's stuff sucks and you're spreading rumors and making up false things to try to get your people back on these products. I really hope you're not one of those people, but I'm just saying, you know how it sucks to like something so much and then not being able to see the finished product, and that's basically what's happening here. And as I try to look at this, I've seen so many Tom King interviews over the last couple of years. He's always talked about this 100-issue run, and just being pulled from it makes me think that somebody at Warner Brothers or AT&T was just like, yo, we can't do this. And I don't know what it is. Like, what is really going to be so big that they would actually be like, no, we can't do that for Batman? I genuinely think Tom King was probably going to end his run with Catwoman and Batman finally getting married because he didn't give that to people, which they really wanted at issue 50. I'm pretty sure maybe that's what he was gonna do, but maybe some executives at AT&T or Warner Brothers is like, nah, we can't have Batman married because he's not gonna be able to sleep with other chicks, yo. I don't really know what the stupid reason is. I mean, if for some reason Tom King was gonna make Batman a killer, then yeah, I would really hate that idea and I would think that would be really stupid, but I don't think Tom King would do something like that. I have genuinely not been so bummed out or pissed about something, especially in the comic spectrum, that has gotten me this mad. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys have come to this channel when I was watching Gotham and like, oh, Bruce Wayne killed somebody and all that jazz. That, like, yeah, I got annoyed by that stuff, but I wasn't genuinely, like, upset to where I was gonna stop watching the show, right? With this, I genuinely don't want to buy DC Comics right now. That is how I'm going. I want to go to my comic shop and I'm going to cancel a lot of my stuff and just finish Tom King's run. I know that might seem dramatic to you and be like, what? That's stupid, dude. And yeah, it might seem very over dramatic, but unfortunately, with big companies like DC, AT&T, Warner Brothers, the only thing they care about is money. They don't care about making great stories. They don't care about finishing projects. They just care about the money, and the only way as consumers or as fans that we can get to these people's brains so they can see that we actually care about something is by not buying the freaking product. And that's all I can really do. I mean, it's just like a lot of people that used to watch me for Gotham videos. They don't watch me anymore because they didn't like my opinions. It's totally fine. They just don't support anymore. And that's the only way you can do things as, you know, a protest. I'm not really trying to protest here. I'm just not excited. Like, why should I buy these comic books from DC if they're not gonna finish them out? Like, I'm genuinely bummed by this whole experience because I'm not gonna get a finished Tom King story. So there you have it. I really want to know what you guys think about this issue. Are you comic book readers? Do you not care? Is this not affecting you in any way? Maybe you only watch the shows, you only watch TV. Maybe you read his stuff, you didn't like it. Maybe you loved it. I want to know your opinions in the comment sections down below. Or even in general, even if it's not about Tom King, tell me what you think about creators not being able to finish their stories. Should they be able to put this out in a book later? Maybe they, you know, get taken off the project, but he gets to finish his story at a later date in maybe like a volume or something. I don't really know. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about this whole topic in the comment sections down below. Yeah, I don't really know how to end this video. It kind of blows. Like I said, I'm genuinely bummed by this whole situation. Tom King, because there's these kind of contracts with these kind of things, he probably won't be able to talk about these. He probably won't be able to say like, oh, this is how I was going to end my story, or what really happened with DC. Knowing them, they're going to be like, people are going to be pissed, so let's not talk about it until the new writer comes on and starts doing their thing. But yeah, like I said, the only way I can, I guess, fight against this is by not buying these comic books. And that might be what I'm going to be doing here, because I just don't want to keep supporting if I can't even get the story I wanted. And I just think this is a huge fucking mistake from DC. And yeah, like it's, you want to know how bad and how like upset I am about this? Is everybody knows that my main goal in life is to be the head writer of Batman. I've genuinely questioned that goal in my life today because of this. Because I'm like, well, if I wouldn't even be able to write my full story, if Tom King, an award-winning white guy, can't finish his freaking story at DC, how the hell would this brown Mexican boy be able to finish his story if I wanted to do 100 issues of Batman? You know, it's just, it's, as a creator, it just makes me upset that I wouldn't even be able to finish it. Like, I don't know. So it's like, maybe my goal isn't that anymore. Maybe it'll change in the future. Maybe in a couple weeks, I won't even give a damn about this and just be like, I love Batman, I want to keep writing. But at the moment, in my current emotional state, I'm just like, fuck DC. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I am your host, Juice Wayne. Remember, Batman is awesome. Unfortunately, the company that owns him isn't always so awesome. But hey, I'll see you guys next time.